Donald Trump's speech in the Bronx was an absolute disaster on Thursday, slurring his words, bragging about being able to put his pants on, just randomly saying that he thinks he is hot. This was some strange, deranged, unhinged stuff. Here he is slurring his words. Play this clip.
And it is hardworking, patriotic, and this is something you can say it, and you can say it 1,000,000 times.
Here he is calling himself hot. Play this clip.
Sort of like a hot guy. I was hot as a pistol. I think I was hotter than I am now, and I became president, okay? I don't know. I said to somebody, was I hotter before or hotter now? I don't know. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares, right?
I mean, can we just pause and reflect for a moment about just how weird and strange this is? Then he calls onto stage a rapper named Chef G, facing time in prison after shooting people in broad daylight and bragging about it. Donald Trump literally loves to bring the crime with him wherever he goes. Then Donald Trump brings up Hillary Clinton's name and a chant breaks out to lock her up. Yeah, they're still doing that. Play the clip.
Center, where Hillary Clinton was going to have her big evening. That was not good. Remember? We had the glass ceiling. You know, we built glass ceiling. She said, we're going to break the glass ceiling. It didn't work out.
Donald Trump then asks someone to get him the snake. He says, can someone get me the snake, please? Play this clip.
Get me the snake, please. The snake.
He's referring about the xenophobic snake poem that he reads out loud, but he says, can someone get me the snake? As this is going on, the right-wing propaganda network is claiming that he's up by 20 points against President Biden in New York City, which is absolutely false. Here he is attacking immigrants and saying that we don't have any idea what their languages are. Here, play this clip.
Not necessarily people that are going to help us as a country. We want to be nice. We want to be respectful. They're coming from so many places we don't have any idea. In many cases, we don't even know what the language. You know, you have languages that people don't even know about. We have languages where there's nobody in our country that speaks these languages. They're coming from places we have no idea what's happening with our country. The flood of migrants.
And as our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, I don't think his standard Iowa, South Carolina, and Wisconsin speeches work quite as well in the Bronx. Donald Trump then says that MAGA is known for being quiet and that MAGA moves in silence and that MAGA is much bigger, he says, but are much quieter. Play this clip.
I will tell you, a lot of people say, do you think you can ever get the sides together? And by the way, I have to say something. Our side is much bigger than their side. You see that? Much bigger. We're more quiet, much more quiet, but when we get going, we're much tougher, right? We're much tougher, but it is much bigger.
Ah, yes, Trump and MAGA known for being very quiet. Then he goes into the part of his speech where he brags about his relationship with and love for dictators. Here he talks about Viktor Orban, the authoritarian leader of Hungary, and how much he thinks Viktor Orban is a strong man. But then Donald Trump says that actually I like weak men. Here, play this clip.
Be done. And the world is going to respect us again. We were never so respected as we were 4 years ago. President Xi of China, Putin, you know, Viktor Orban, did you ever hear of him? Prime Minister of Hungary. Very tough guy, known as a strong man. Oh, they hate it when I talk about him because they say he's a strong man. Trump loves strong men. I don't know. I like weak men, actually. I like weak men. I'd much rather have a weak man than a strong man.
By the way, Donald Trump is the weakest of the weak men. Donald Trump then complains he had to deal with unions when he was stiffing workers as a real estate developer. Play this clip.
68-story building on Fifth Avenue is hard. With all you have to deal with, I mean, you have unions, you have legal entanglements, property rights, zoning.
He then praises Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Play the clip.
Xi of China, when you see Kim Jong-un of North Korea, when you see Putin, and you see all of these people, they're at the top of their game, whether you like it or not, and they can't believe that this has happened to the United States.
During Donald Trump's speech, someone actually passes out. And as someone in the crowd is passing out and is getting medical attention, Donald Trump takes out a bottle of water, and then rather than giving it to the person passing out, he starts drinking it himself. Play this clip.
Water.
Then Donald Trump, echoing Project 2025, claims that immigrants are part of a conspiracy to build an army to destroy America. Play the clip.
I think they're building an army. This is not, it's interesting. Did you see them? They all have tents. They all have gas-fired stoves. I mean, this is not like an illegal immigrant. They're building something. They have something in mind. We're going to end all of that stuff.
Trump then lies and says that you have lines here that are going for miles, that there's so many people in this audience. Fact check. The venue held less than 3,500 people, and it was actually not that crowded at all. Play this clip.
Like it or not, this is a rally. This is, as far as the eye can see. You have to see the lines outside. They're going for miles.
People actually started leaving during the middle of Donald Trump's speech. Play this clip. Things were getting so embarrassing that even Fox had to cut its coverage. Play the clip.
Former President Trump, a big rally in South Bronx, as you see, ticking off not only all he's done in New York, but all he did as president.
Donald Trump then says something about bombing the hell out of places, and to the victor belongs the spoils. Play the clip.
Spent $9 trillion in the Middle East. We bomb the hell out of the place, then we leave. In the old days, to the victor belong the spoils. We don't do that. We bomb the hell out of everyone, then we come back home. It's so sick. It's so sick and so stupid. These people.
Donald Trump then, of course, has to make everything about himself and says that the reason that hostages are likely dead is because he's not in charge. Play the clip.
A terrible thing to say, but I believe it. Many of the hostages that you're waiting for and everybody's waiting for, those hostages, many of them are dead. Many of them are dead. And it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, but many of those hostages are dead. And that's why when you see these negotiations where Hamas is like not getting back, they're saying, man, we could make a good deal, but these people are no longer alive. When I saw the way they were treated, when I saw they were thrown into the cars and how horribly they were treated, there's no way that those hostages, and some will be alive, but many of those hostages are dead. It's a very serious, horrible thing. It would have never happened if the election weren't rigged. It would have never happened.
Then while all of this was going on, you had the people in the event, like the QAnon caped man. You had these new Republicans, or this is what the Republican Party looks like today. MAGA rappers from South Florida who attended the event and pretended that they were there from the Bronx. You had this guy dancing, who Anarchy Princess labeled MAGA Grinch. She says he smelled like a porta potty when she was by him. He actually required medical attention during the event. It all got very weird and very strange. As Ron Filipkowski, our editor-in-chief, said, Trump said many times that he was going to hold his New York rally in Madison Square Garden, but he can't afford that or fill it. So he held his rally at a park that holds 3,500 people. Peter Henline, a DeSantis supporter, says, Trump isn't going to win New York. Trump isn't going to win New Jersey. Trump is going to experience landslide losses in both states, just like he did in 2020. The pundits and influencers telling you otherwise shouldn't be taken seriously going forward. Again, just very strange stuff here. Here, Trump puts his audience to sleep with some story about some guy he knew. Here, play this clip.
A little more. And he ended up buying it for an okay price. And he was so happy. He said, now I can go back to work. And he went back and everything he touched turned bad. The market turned on him. The jobs turned on him. He was no longer able to get zoning. He was spending a fortune. He had just purchased it for a lot of money. And he ended up going bankrupt. He was bankrupt. And I was young when I met him. And I was at the party of a very big person, big public company person. And Bill Levitt was there. And I was in the real estate business, so I knew who he was. And you probably indirectly know who. And everybody was shunning him a little bit. Nobody cared about him anymore. But I did. And I went over to him and I say, hi, Mr. Levitt. I'm Donald Trump. I know it. I was doing great. I was sort of like a hot guy. I was hot as a pistol.
And that's about it. That's Donald Trump's speech in the Bronx. What in the world is going on? Can any corporate media just cover this and just be like, I know we are. So show this to people. Just send this to your friends and family members and neighbors and colleagues and anyone you know. Just show them this video. Be like, hey, you realize that this is what's going on? Like that this person is quite literally incoherent and like can't put sentences together and just weird stuff. Weird, pathetic, dangerous. Pick the word. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you so much for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.